I kind of like going defense with the Atlanta Falcons. Obviously, they spent up massive draft capital to grab Kyle Pitts, potential Julio Jones replacement. There is some talk that they could go RB here, but I just look at Atlanta and are they really going to spend their first 2 picks on just skill positions, especially knowing that their defense isn't that deep? Like lost Keanu Neal in the offseason. The corners really didn't work out well last year. Still could use some pass rush help. I just feel like at this point, even with a little bit of juice attached, there's a lot of good defensive players on the board, safeties. I feel like Atlanta most likely going to go defense in the second round, and those odds are pretty appealing.
All right, Reid, what do you think? Any teams in particular you'd like to target for this bet?
Yeah, like a lot of these picks, right? They're kind of heavy on one side, letting the juice. But here's one with the Jets' third pick. I think they address the running back position. I think they go offense at plus 100. I think you have to, right? You got some pretty aging running backs in that backfield that you need to shore up there. And so I do think the Jets go offensive player. But I'm in agreement with Geoff. I think Atlanta, they have to address that back end of that defense. And Asante Samuel is still sitting out there. So I do think they go after him there. So if it's not the Jets at plus 100 for an offensive player, I do like the Falcons.
What do you think, Garion?
I think the last half of the first round was kind of interesting in the sense that not a lot of offensive tackles went. There's so many offensive linemen with back-end first-round grades just sitting out there. And it really couldn't have gone better for a couple teams. I know this is kind of a chalky pick. You got to lay a lot of juice, but Cincinnati to take an offensive lineman is minus 335. That's like 95 to 98% going to happen. They need to take an offensive lineman. And I think you could use similar logic with the Dolphins. They're minus 167 to take an offensive player. You could get an offensive lineman specifically at plus 150, but they also might take a running back. That's plus 300. So, they were attached to possibly Najee Harris at pick 18. They might have taken Sewell at pick 6. Like, the writing's on the wall that they need these positions to be filled. So I think Miami minus 167 take an offensive player is a pretty good bet.